Hey everybody, how's it going? My name's Alex. This is Franchise Talk, and we're going to go over Planet Beach today. We're going to try and analyze a few things, but overall, welcome to another episode. And why don't you introduce yourself and talk about Planet Beach a little bit? I appreciate you hopping on the air with us.
No problem. I appreciate you letting us use this platform to kind of get our message out to everybody. But as Alex mentioned, my name is Casey Banks, and I am the executive assistant to our senior vice president of franchise recruitment here at Planet Beach's world headquarters in New Orleans, Louisiana. And I am also the franchise recruitment coordinator. And under that umbrella, I have the privilege to work with a lot of franchise consultants like Alex. So it's definitely my priority to make sure that I can educate as many candidates and consultants in the benefits and advantages available with franchising with Planet Beach. So I'm happy to be here.
Well, I appreciate it. Everything that we've gotten going and everything that we've been doing on Franchise Talk has really been catered to really getting the word out about not only some of the franchise pieces itself, so some of the breakdown, some of the general knowledge, like what is a franchise, what is a franchise fee, how does that, but we take little hints and steps as we go through to kind of break things down on an elementary platform, so that anybody new who's being introduced to the franchising or the franchising method for the first time can understand what we're talking about. I'm pretty sure that you've come across some folks or some clients at sometimes that really just perceive franchising as the the burger joint that messes up your order. And
Right.
so and then that's it. That's the extent of franchising knowledge at that point. Well, let me show you something. This thing really has this really has a feel to it. And one of the things I preach is definitely a culture, a corporate culture, a company culture that you get affiliated with, or you come into, you get absorbed into, and that's the kind of feel everybody with this company has. It is definitely a feel. It is definitely there, and I'm proud to be able to work with it. So could you give us a little bit of a description about what Planet Beach is and how it came about?
Of course. So starting with the history, we opened our first location, and the owner is actually still the CEO who co-founded the company back in 1995. And he opened the first Planet Beach location as a traditional tanning salon. If you think mid-90s tanning, huge demand back then, and began franchising in 1996, actually partnered with my supervisor here, Nancy Price, our senior vice president of franchise recruitment, and they both got things rolling once they kind of started franchising in 1996, and really had a lot of success in the tanning industry. But our CEO, Steve Smith, was very forward thinking in that when he began to notice the decline in demand for tanning back in the mid 2000s, I would say, about 10 years ago, he was able to successfully transition the business, over to the automated spa concept that we have today. So we actually were able to accomplish that through one of the worst economic downfalls in the country's history. So it definitely shows our resiliency in that we were able to overcome that obstacle. And 20 years later now, this coming April, we'll actually celebrate our 20th birthday. We are still thriving, growing both domestically and internationally. So we currently have a little under 200 locations, and we are in 7 different countries. So I see here that Alex has put up the images from the menu of services. And I think as far as overcoming obstacles and hurdles specific to Planet Beach, with us being around for 20 years, a lot of people aren't aware of the change we made to the automated spa concept, and still that negative stigma associated with tanning. So I think communication and education is incredibly important when it comes to learning more about Planet Beach's franchise opportunity, in that candidates need to, in my opinion, not only understand what it means to be a Planet Beach Spray and Spa, but also being able to see images and, you know, write-ups about the different services and the products that we offer, like Alex is showing here, because if you're not familiar at all with Planet Beach, what is automated spa, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
So, as far as the services we offer, at the top left there, we have one of our automated facials. This is done through lights. Bottom left, we have a hydrodermafusion, which is a liquid mineral bath that helps hydrate the skin. Bottom right there is one of several automated massages we offer. And then at the top right is an image of our skincare line. And each of our franchisees do carry our nationally branded skincare, wellness, and nutrition products. So these products were designed specifically to enhance the results our members look to achieve in the different services that we provide. So on this page here, top right, we have teeth whitening, which is also done through lights. You can actually sit in that massage chair for 20 minutes while you have your teeth whitened or have the light facial. Top right there is one of our Planet Beach branded sunless spray tan units. Definitely a huge demand in the market right now for spray tanning. And then bottom right, you're looking at one of our red light therapy units. Red light therapy is a specific wavelength of light that penetrates deep into the skin, allowing for increased collagen production, and it also is going to reduce wrinkles, scars, and cellulite too. Even have had some males, believe it or not, Alex, that are Planet Beach members, and we've gotten testimonials that they exercise hardcore on a regular basis, and they will come and use the red light therapy at Planet Beach and have given testimonials that it significantly decreases their muscle soreness post-workout. So
That's cool.
huge draw there, but again, goes back to educating people on the different benefits like that.
Yep.
And bottom left is our Hotbox Detox unit. Obviously not an image of the actual unit there, but here we have it. It's the most recent addition to our mix of automated spa services. And essentially it's a 7x9 foot infrared sauna. In the image at the bottom left-hand corner, you can actually see the infrared heaters at the middle and towards the bottom. And at the top of the wall there, you can actually see that each unit has a TV inside. The picture at the right-hand corner there is actually a screenshot from the 30-minute instructional video where these instructors guide you through 14 isometric poses. And these poses were specifically selected to intensify your detoxification while you physically sweat the toxins out of your body as well. So huge demand for this service. We're seeing incredible testimonials, results, a lot of member referrals, you know, bringing your friends in to the locations. And I always say it's always good when your members are actually taking pictures of themselves in the service you offer and tagging them, checking in at your location on Facebook and tagging Planet Beach instead of your employees actually having to ask the members if they can take a picture to post on the page themselves. So definitely a good sign there.
Yeah, definitely. And just kind of looking at some of those, like I said, I'm not in the target market. I've never found myself in a spa before, but I'll tell you firsthand, that hot box detox, that's a real deal. We used to do something similar while we were in Iraq, so it was a completely different hot box.
We even have a few of the time slots in the hot box detox schedule that's solely for people that just want to meditate in the 30-minute session.
Oh, cool.
So definitely relaxing. But I have done the hot box detox myself a few times now, and I could honestly tell you it's the most I've sweat in months and the best I've slept in months. Also, yeah. Not exactly being in shape and not having a regular exercise routine, I can tell you, you get the instant gratification that you feel like you definitely accomplished something.
Just looking at this concept, just the feel of it, I'm gonna post links as well with the video afterwards. With this industry being what it is, and as much as this concept continues to change, I mean, it's changed a lot over the years, and it's always staying on top of things. It's an automated system, which is a great infrastructure for franchises. It's how to stay on top. and how to, and it's a really good fit for a lot of franchisees who want to own more. So could you describe a little bit about the differences with this business? And we've already seen some of the products. So could you talk to us a little bit about the uniqueness of this?
Absolutely. With this list here that Alex is showing, this is, in our opinion, the biggest benefits and advantages associated with choosing Planet Beach Spray and Spa when you're evaluating different franchise opportunities. And number one is the membership-driven business model we have. With us being in franchising for 20 years now, one thing that you are definitely investing in is a proven business model that we have tweaked over the years to fine-tune, that isn't associated with other startup investments. So with this membership-driven business model, we have our members that pay a monthly fee for unlimited accesses to the services we offer. So that creates your monthly recurring revenue stream. And then as far as no competition, with us transitioning over from tanning salon to the automated spa concept we have today, we were the first to market that innovative business model of the automated spa. And we are the world's largest spa franchise. So this gives us little to no competition when comparing us to other health, beauty, wellness concepts out there. So the third thing on the list here is the low labor cost. With the different services we offer, there is no need for any masseuses or estheticians, any kind of licensed therapists to perform the services that we offer. They're all done by automated machines. So this accounts for that low labor cost. And I always laugh because the franchisees say that they love that their equipment doesn't complain when it has to work on the weekends. And then the fourth thing I have here is that we are a spa for the masses, that Alex might not be our target demographic, but with the services we do offer, we have a very widespread appeal, and our concept attracts a very diverse and highly desirable customer base. And this customer base does have significant spending power as well.
It's pretty intense. I'd like to add the fact that you guys, your automated systems, I mean, you guys have an automated proprietary software too, right?
Correct. Developed in-house. And again, as far as that proven business model, we have the in-house staff to even adjust, the different metrics, measurements, different tools used in this proprietary software to operate the spa, and see where you are in the rankings, how close you are to your goal. A lot of ins and outs with it.
And that's great. I mean, a lot of times those are non-revenue generating tasks that are really, that's a big thing that you pay for. If you're paying for a franchise fee, in my opinion, you'd better be getting that. And that's why I pay attention to franchises that do, because that's a good franchise. That's a supportive franchise. All right. Well, you guys also have an item 19 as well, right?
Yes. This last bullet here, the item 19 will outline those multiple revenue streams we have. It's going to be that monthly membership draft. It's going to be the skincare, wellness, and nutrition products, anything you would sell for retail. And then the third revenue stream is going to be what we call membership cash, any paid in full memberships, a la carte services, things like that. But the item 19 shows the three streams expenses, but it's separated into three different scenarios.
Okay.
At 300 members, 400 members, and 500 members. And 300 members is the goal we have for a 90-day pre-sale, so that you ideally are at your break-even point when you open a Planet Beach location with us.
That is awesome. That is amazing to try and get cash flow moving that fast. The item 19 is a financial disclosure of how they do. And that's something you have to sign for. That's something that you have to sign a disclosure agreement for. So all in all, those are good signs that, one, they have an item 19. You can track what they do. You can break it down, and they have a set up system, a process to know exactly or about when you're going to break even before you get the doors open. But all in all, if you get the chance to see it, and in just a few of the pictures that I've been able to show you, it's something that, one, I'm not in the target market of, but I would love to personally own. That's something that I think would be cool because it's a good, fun atmosphere. And I think even my wife would love to be able to work in something like this. I think that would be, this is a good business decision. And that's why with its automation and its capability, you have passive ownership, right? That there's passive ownership allowed with this, right?
Semi-passive in that the business model is set up to allow for the operation to be under the supervision of a spa director. Not a specific timeline when people ask when it does become semi-absentee, but what I always say as far as referencing that is as soon as a franchisee comfortable putting the day-to-day operations over into the management of that spa director, that's the point when it becomes semi-absentee.
And that's awesome. And when I say passive, I do mean semi-absentee, or I mean semi-passive, because realistically, you never
business.
your business. You never fire, and that's a military.
I can't imagine never not caring.
Yeah, you just don't walk away from it. I mean, don't ever put that in somebody else's hands. But what I mean is you're able to work with your time, have flexibility. And that's what I try and show a lot of the viewers that we have come across, and a lot of veterans, a lot of people trying to play with the idea of making this life transition into business ownership, is the light at the end of the tunnel. What are you trying to get to?
Mm-hmm.
What's the point of all of this if you can't take vacations, if you can't if you can't do the things that you really want to do, if you can't spend more time with your family, what's the point of taking the risk and putting it forward? And really, if you guys ever get to go, and if you guys ever want to see their annual conference, that's a trip in itself. Getting it going, that's one thing. You've got to be able to get it going. You got to spend the time in it to make it work and make it happen. That's owning a business, flat out. But the biggest idea here is you can scale, and you can make it. You can really step up your game with this company. I wanted to talk about the ideal franchisee. Who are you guys looking for?
Our ideal franchisee, of course, best if they have management experience, sales aptitude. I'm sure you can understand why that would be beneficial to apply to operating a franchise location. But we feel like a good fit for us is someone who possesses a passion for the beauty and wellness industry and definitely likes working with people to help them look and feel their best. And then we look for a candidate who can be hands-on managing a team of professionals or looking for that semi-absentee business model. And then our ideal franchisee is going to embrace working within an established and proven system. We have things in place, so we just ask that candidates work closely with us and really appreciate the relationship you have with corporate and trust us to guide them through the steps we have in place to accomplish what they're looking to accomplish.
I know.
Your success is our success.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what we're looking for as far as franchisees. We're people who are trying to make this happen. You can tell when somebody's driven and motivated, who really want to do it.
Right.
Pretty much in that first phone call. We had a saying before we hopped on here. You want to share that with us today? About relating this to marriage? I like to relate it to marriage, and I liked your saying. So
I actually wrote a blog about a year ago that we posted to our site. It was titled, I think, "Will You Franchise with Us?" Almost like "Will You Marry Me?" Because as when I got started here with Planet Beach, it was really easy to draw a lot of analogies and comparisons to dating and getting married and everything associated with that. And when a lot of candidates will, jump the gun, I'm always quick to say, well, look, we have to date you before we marry you. It's a mutual decision-making process. It's not you deciding 100% or us deciding 100%. It's not an arranged marriage where Alex refers you to us and then it's set in stone. And, we go through that discovery process of learning about each other, making sure that we're a right fit. And then, your franchise agreement in a sense is like your marriage contract with us, where we're, both committing
time, effort,
working together to achieve our goals. And then we got into it earlier because we were actually talking about site selection as far as choosing where you're going to open your Planet Beach Spring and Spa. And I told Alex we buy the house after we get married. So it's my little analogy.
Yeah, we gotta date you, then we marry you, then we buy the house. That's how it works, and I like that. I mean, it's very true when you're looking at it, and
Right. And I think it helps people to understand when you kind of put things in, familiar terms like that.
right. And this show is also about. I use this all the time. It's the KISS method, and I think everybody's heard of it. In the Army, it was prevalent, and that's where I'm coming from. Is you've got to break things down Barney style to make to allow some people who've never experienced it before to get just the basic concept.
Things from different angles.
Yeah, for me, this is easy. You know what? We talk about stuff. I ask you questions. You give me answers. We be transparent with each other. I show you some things. You pick one. We research it. Let's break down what we do. That's it in a nutshell. And then once we come to you guys, your process looks, those are the people you're looking for. The reason we exist as franchise brokers is to aid you in this, because it's a very hard thing to do. It's a hard thing to match the right people up, because
you want to spend your time working with the people who are the best fit for us.
And it's a marriage. You're looking at a partnership, a very well-tuned, fine-crafted partnership that's laid out. Partnerships are one of the hardest things in business, but can be made very simple with an elegant contract. And that is what this is. That is what franchising is. And that's how I view it. But in this, you have and I like to follow it up with what we have on the screen here is the pre-qualification requirements. A lot of people ask me, so I don't understand what is required of me to be a business owner. What is required of me to make the next step with really any company? And what I say is the requirements change based on the franchise. There are thousands of them out there in any industry, in any kind of aspect of your life you can imagine. But for spas, for good spa concepts, they tend to be very, very high. What I liked about Planet Beach is that based on a lot of the automation and based on the very simple feel and a very simple, what I think is a simple build out, it doesn't require masseuses and everything, just like you said. So they have in perspective, what you're looking at here is, in my opinion, very, very low, especially since I have a bird's eye view of many different spa concepts throughout the entire US and internationally. This is one of the lower ones, only because of the fact that they have a different approach, and it's a modeled approach. And that's why the business model works. That's why we're here today. But if you're wondering what the requirements are, this is it. I mean, just in a simple breakdown. Minimum 45,000 cash, liquid assets, net worth. Net worth, in case you're confused about that, they're wanting to make sure that you have financial stability in your life. And with that, they're looking for a certain gauge, and that's about 250,000 or higher. And what that is assets minus liabilities. It should be around that number or above. Credit score of 680 plus, that's a given. If you're looking at trying to step into this business, if you're not going to pay for it in cash, you got to finance the thing, so you got to be able to attain lending, period. That's just a simple run up. I mean, overall, what is it going to cost? I mean, average investment. Can you give us an average investment, like overall to break even? Can you give us a rough guesstimate of that?
Startup investment cost is going to be around 230,000.
Okay, that's really good. That's really good, considering most of the concepts I've seen have started about 300 to 600,000. That's really good.
Previously had 352,000 as our startup investment, and this was associated with the previous equipment mix that we were able to tweak to remove some of the less popular services that had more expensive equipment, and it allowed us to significantly reduce that startup cost.
Single unit, guys. The single unit is that single store, that single location. You get licensed for a particular territory for that one location. That's what that is. Multi-unit is exactly as it sounds. Master franchise, just picture a massive territory, many units, if not an entire country or area. So on a timeline. So look at it as that. Could you describe a little bit about this and any incentive programs that you might have going on?
Of course. Through the end of this year, we're actually offering a huge incentive where you can easily become a multi-unit franchisee with Planet Beach for the cost of a single unit. And what I mean by this is that for the $39,950 for a single unit franchise license, you will be given the option to open 2 other franchise locations with no additional license fee associated. We're granting you 1 license and you get 2 of them free.
Sweet. Trust me, I wish I could take advantage of that right now, particularly in my area. I've already done the market research.
And you can quickly draw that conclusion there from the $39,950, and then the cost of 3 licenses listed at $89,950 there.
Yeah. Yeah. And so, you know, and I know that the master franchises are
International.
Because most of your territories, you know, you've got territories scattered all across the United States, and it is what it is. So do you guys have any focus territories that you guys are looking at and wanting people in right now?
I wouldn't say specific locations. We do have some of our, you know, top grossing markets, Dallas, Houston, a lot of locations, you know, focused along the coastline, but I wouldn't say we would rule out any territory. We do require a minimum 40,000 population in order to, you know, have the traffic needed to operate one of the locations, but we wouldn't rule out any territory.
Yeah, and that's a good thing. You know, if you're along the coastline, or especially if you're in like a beach heavy scene, I would definitely consider looking at some of these things as an option, just because of the fact that this has become much more popular. Everything has become much more popular in the vicinity of like taking care of yourself, wellness, especially with our hot box detox. I mean, that's a brand new thing from what my understanding. You know, as soon as I went, this was some months back, but I'm guessing this is only like 6 months old, 7 months old at this point.
Our CEO actually came up with the concept a little over a year ago, and worked with, you know, the overseas manufacturers to design and produce this unit. And the locations that currently have them are already purchasing a second hot box detox unit and working with contractors to build out that, you know, knock walls down to fit that in. So,
all right. Yeah. So that is awesome. Okay. Well, I appreciate your time, and thanks for introducing us to Planet Beach Spa and Spray. I appreciate all the time you've given with us today. And hop real quick, do you have any military incentives? Do you have any other incentive programs that are going through, and what does that look like?
We offer the veterans discount of $2,500 off of that franchise license fee.
Okay, sweet, awesome, veteran-like.
Absolutely.
Right. Veteran-like.
Veterans.
Yeah. Yeah, and we appreciate it. We really do. Like I tell a lot of veterans, look, you know, it's not, at the end of the day, it's not about the franchise that has the biggest discounts. It's not, you know, what's going to be able to get you in cheaper. You're examining, and what I do is I take them through an examination. You examine the business model and the lifestyle proficiency, and compare that to what you want. And at the end of the day, if they have an incentive, great. That only proves more so that they have a stable business environment, a stable business underneath them to support them and support you. So it's a bonus. It really is. So we appreciate it.
My personal experience too, veterans I find are the most disciplined out of our potential franchisees, and definitely know what it means to follow a proven system and structure.
Yeah. And that's what I preach. You know, I preach it. That's one thing I've preached since day one is, you know, I get up on my soapbox and I talk about it. But, you know, I find a lot of folks coming out of corporate America. I find a lot of teachers that are doing very, very well. I've helped a few of them in, a couple C-suite executives that are very, very heavily driven and very successful. But, you know, overall, I think that veterans, and this is a personal bias of mine, is that we've been taught since day one to follow, you know, direction, procedure, and requirements like the word of God, because if you don't, there's pain expected afterwards.
Right, and to have respect for it too.
Yeah, it's something that if you drive yourself for, if you create a new mission in life, this can really be something that gives you an outlook, gives you a goal to reach and to strive for. So that really sparked my interest and really drove me to creating this program, to be able to get that word out more, and to be able to help people understand that you can make a life transition. If little E5s, in the military, mid-level career guys in the military can get out and do it and be successful at it, you can too. And for senior leaders, there's no excuse. If we're doing it, you can do it. And so that's why I'd recommend. And these guys have two new veterans that just came into their program. Isn't that right?
Yep. I think August, September, October of last year. They have been phenomenal. People actually attended an expo in New York with us to help us recruit new franchisee candidates. So definitely enjoyed working with both of them, and believe that they have great potential with Planet.
That's something that I also want to see if we can get on the show as well, see if they can come on, because I'm trying to show more successful veterans in business to more veterans that are out there. So if at any point, I'd love to have them on sometime. Maybe we can.
And I know they've done some local efforts in Ohio to kind of work with their base and all to get the word out there, because from what they've told me, that franchising isn't, I guess, advertised as much as they felt like it should have been when they were transitioning out of the military.
Yeah, and that's the biggest thing, is it's not. So, well, hey guys, well, thanks for joining us. If you, we have a couple people that hopped on, so I appreciate you guys hopping on and staying with us for a little bit. Next week, look for some more episodes. Follow us on social media. We got a new registration page up, and everything that we do for you, and we do for the education of those around you, so that you can make a better life transition for yourself. All right. Remember, this is being in business for yourself, not by yourself. This is Franchise Talk. Take it easy. Have a nice one. Bye. Thanks for watching Franchise Talk. Please subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to like and share us on social media. We are committed to assisting you so that you find franchises without the frustrations of internet searching and sites selling your information before you even get a chance to talk to franchises. If you want to simplify your life and have someone to facilitate your information collection, I'm here to be your personal resource and one-on-one coach. If you would like to be a guest on the show, to ask franchise bigwigs questions, or contact me for franchise support, check out for my contact information below down in the description. Thanks for watching.